plug and flywheel.
Nice. All right, we'll start over again. Hey everybody, welcome to Between Two Spokes. I'm Craig, this is my buddy Will. Hey Will, how you doing, buddy?
That's good.
Thanks for having us over. So today, very excited to cover this bike sitting behind me. Will is a neighbor of mine. We were introduced a few years back through our friend Dave. So thanks, shout out to Dave for introducing us. But before that, I kind of knew Will as the guy who had the cool car on the corner from me. He's got an older model 96, you said? Yeah, Dodge Viper.
Viper GTS.
GTS, yeah, blue, beautiful car, blue with white stripe, but you've sold that since.
Yes.
Yeah, so we all have to, you know.
One toy at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of toys, we got this beautiful bike behind me here. We could not film that coming in and out of the neighborhood because it's just a little too loud. It's got the track pipe on there, which we'll talk about. But in the interim, why don't we kick things off, Will? Like, how did you get into motorcycle riding? How long have you been doing this? Where are you from? Let's hear a little bit about yourself.
All right, thanks, Craig.
Yeah.
I got into bikes late. I didn't get my first bike until college. Second year in college, I got a dirt bike.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up in a family of bikes or even gearheads at all. So it was really kind of all on me. And yeah, so that's now 23 years ago.
Was it a friend of yours that introduced you, or like just
magazines, just
yeah.
whatever I could see on TV.
Yeah.
I started off in cars. So cars was my first passion, but that gets complicated and expensive.
Yeah.
And yeah, right around college, I met some guys, you know, in the college town and started riding around. Got my first street bike the year after I got my dirt bike.
Okay. What kind of bike was that? The street bike?
It was a Honda CBR 600 F4i.
Very popular.
Police impound bike.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So you went to the auction and you picked it out and you got it for a song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Will's got this knack of, I guess, getting the right deal and then turning the bike into what you want it to be, right? It's essentially what's going on here.
Yeah, the scooter was free on Craigslist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So there's a really cool scooter behind here we'll get a video of, but he's had a few different bikes over the years, right? What number would this be then?
Track bike wise, this is number 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so fun fact, I think I saw you about how you've had this, what, a month and a half or so, something like that?
Yeah, it's pretty new.
So I was doing a recording of my bike and you had just come home with this bike, but it looked completely different.
Yeah, it was completely stock. I had just bought it from the dealership, put some break-in miles on it. So just to make sure the engine goes through heat cycles properly.
Yeah.
And then started the whole strip down process. So the reason why the tank is blue and the wheels are blue is because it came OEM blue.
Okay.
And then the process of getting all the track body work on, getting all the safety bits together started.
So this is a 2025, so brand new. You just took it home that day when I saw you.
Yes.
And let's talk about the bike a little bit. So what's the horsepower on this? And then obviously you've probably tweaked it a little bit. You've got some specs you tweaked too for the race.
Yeah, they rate them right around 200.
Okay.
And then there's not too much engine work done. It's basically freed up.
Okay.
Some of the emissions equipment is eliminated. Of course, the exhaust pipe you mentioned is free flowing.
Yep.
And then the safety bits start. So the track organizations, they require you run straight water.
Okay.
Because regular coolant, ethyl glycol, is very slippery.
Gets on the track,
Yeah, and then safety wiring, every critical bolt is a requirement.
Yeah.
And the track body work, what's really different about it is obviously no lights, no turn signals, but this stuff is kind of designed to take a hit. It's designed to usually slide a bit and still be relatively intact.
So let's talk about that for a second. The fairing up front here, you said, you know, you've only had this out once, right?
Yeah.
So it's already starting to see a little bit of wear and tear from the little bits that come off the road?
Yeah, the rubber on the tires is, I think I can pick off pieces of rubber. They end up balling. So those hit the bike, usually if you're tucked in behind somebody. And then little bits of stone. These tracks, you would think, like what you see on TV, is it's perfectly clean. but there's always little bits of rubber and stone that can pop up.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So this was something you picked up, like where would you even find something like this to replace the fairing?
the bodywork,
Yeah, the bodywork.
everything's online.
Okay.
Nowadays, back in the early 2000s, it was pretty difficult to find this stuff.
Yeah.
But everything's pretty readily accessible. This is all fiberglass.
Okay.
So it's not the ABS plastic from
Yeah.
the factory. It's a bit different.
So that's why it can take a bit of a hit. It's a little more durable, I
It's
guess.
a little thicker.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this wing, let's talk about this wing up front here. I mean, you said that you notice it at a certain, angle or a certain speed, right? Once you're going in the
A
corner.
little bit. MotoGP started doing this, 10 years ago. And Yamaha was pretty late, so they just started putting in these wing widths.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine who you'll probably spend some time with, who works for Attack Yamaha Racing,
Yeah.
he said that these don't help so much in terms of controlling a wheelie coming out of a turn, but it does put a little bit of load on the front if you're in a high-speed corner.
Okay.
So you get a little bit more front-end bite,
Okay.
supposedly. Do I notice the difference?
Yeah.
I'm not good enough to know.
You might notice that it's not on there or something, but
Maybe,
it's a
Or
little bit-
what they talk about is, when somebody crashes on one side, this gets ripped off.
yeah.
Well, then you're asymmetric. And maybe
Okay.
you do feel a little bit of
Okay.
a pull,
Yeah.
but I hope I don't have that
Yeah.
happen.
No, that's cool. I can imagine what these cost too. At least on the BMW bikes, I know they're pretty pricey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah. That's so cool. So you've got a little bit of rubber to protect the tank up top here.
Yeah, so after safety, safety wiring, critical things, comfort, believe it or not, is a big thing. And so ergonomics are important. So getting the foot position right, the shift position right for my feet and height and arm length is a big deal. I like to run a very thick padding, and this is basically stand-up paddleboard material.
Oh, okay.
But when hanging off, basically the outside leg is partially gripping, but not too much where you can't slide side to side.
All right. So
So I do that.
You modify that yourself.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you mentioned also, you've got protective cover here too.
On both sides of the
Both
engine.
sides. Yeah.
Yep. And then these are also these act also as a place for rub.
Yep.
When the bike lays down.
Yeah, they sell these little slider kits for my bike as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's talk about tires. What do you have on here? I can't even tell. Everything's ripped off, so I can't even see what brand this is. What is
These
it?
are Pirellis.
Yeah, Pirellis. Okay.
I've run Pirellis for quite a while. All the tires now are fantastic.
Yeah.
But if it's a dry track, no treads needed, so these are full slicks. And these you have to watch because you have to preheat them. So the reason why this is up on the stands is in the pits you then put on tire warmers just like you see in Formula One.
Yep.
And usually heat them up about an hour ahead of time.
Okay. How hot do they get?
On the warmers, about 190 degrees.
Oh wow.
They need to be at for them to stick.
Yep.
Colder than that, and they're worse than a street tire.
Really?
They have no grip at ambient temperature.
Okay.
They have to be heated up, and then on track they'll heat up a little bit above that, something above 200, for them to work properly.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then how hard is it to change this? I know you've got a bunch of guys that you share pit space with, right? Can you guys all just take tires off at a pretty quick pace?
Yeah, we usually bring our equipment to do tire changes. These bikes wear through rear tires quite quickly. So what we'll do is, a lot of tracks in the United States have more rights than less.
Okay.
So you wear the right side edge.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll flip the rear tire maybe halfway through the day to get some more wear out of them.
Okay. And then brake wise, have you done anything other than adding those pins on there? Have you changed the brakes or you update them regularly?
Given this bike is very, very new, I'm running the stock Brembo brake pad composition. They seem to be pretty good.
Okay.
When I need to replace them, which will be in a couple weekends, I might do a different composition.
Okay.
Which will change how it feels.
Yeah. Okay. And in terms of tuning it when you're in the pits, what do you guys do? Are you constantly adjusting things? Oil changes, keeping the tires hot?
Yeah, oil changes are after every weekend. So
Okay.
thankfully I do that usually at home on this table. The engine is constantly calibrating itself depending on air temperature, humidity.
Okay.
I mean, the modern bikes, they all have an ECU computer.
Yep.
And so this bike has 8 injectors. It's 4 cylinders, but it has upper and lower injectors. And they're constantly monitoring and changing fuel trim.
Okay, excellent. And then we couldn't turn it on in the neighborhood because it was so loud. Talk to me about the pipe you got. We don't have, you can't see it from this angle, but we got a shot outside.
Yeah, so the exhaust is, from the factory, they're quite good. So basically the exhaust manifold, I'll run from Yamaha to then the mid-pipe section. A factory bike has all of the catalytic converters, all the emission equipment.
Okay.
So basically from here back is just a free-flowing stainless.
Okay.
Stainless pipe with very little baffling.
Yeah, and you can see from the shots we took that there's a little bit of grind on the side of it because he's got close to the road, I guess, and you know, you guys get tight and take some of the pipe off. Yeah. Very cool. Really nice. So let's talk a little bit about your gear over here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Very intrigued for that. So your nickname is Wee Wee, I'm guessing?
So my sisters, when they were very young, they had trouble pronouncing my name.
Let me get over. We'll zoom in a little bit on that.
There we go. They wouldn't say Will, they would say
there you go.
Yeah,
Nice.
so thought it'd be funny. Most guys, they'll run like a nickname or their real name on the back, because when you're tucked like this, that's basically all you can say.
All you can see. Yeah. And it's Alpinestars, obviously.
Yeah, these are Alpinestars. So knee sliders, of course, they get changed once these knee pucks wear down.
Yeah.
And then now with how far the bikes are leaning over and the riders, elbow sliders. Okay. Because sometimes you are at the point where your knee and your elbow are against the ground.
And you've also got a pad up top there behind the helmet. Is that just for aerodynamics? Or just comfort?
Yeah, a little bit of aerodynamics, so it helps with the flow over the helmet. Yeah. And then to continue down the back. Yeah. But then it also does serve, if you did fall on your back, there is some pretty good cushion here. Okay. To help complement the back protector.
And this thing fits really tight, I'm assuming, right?
It's fairly tight. Yeah. Right off the rack, it's super, super tight. Yeah. And so we usually spend time in them to break them loose. Okay. Give them leather conditioner. Yeah. Get them to open up.
And the armor's on the outside, so there's no D3 or anything inside, correct? There's no armor outside of that, inside.
There's some padding, like in the forearm and on the shins, and then right there. Cool. But it's mostly cowhide leather. Oh my god. Yeah, they're a bit heavy.
So we'll get another video of this, but that's the size of it there.
Yeah.
So it's not 2-piece, obviously. It's just
it's all 1 piece. Yeah. They do allow 2-piece for some track day organizations.
So let's talk about this airbag too.
Yeah. So this is kind of the newest tech. Yeah. This is the Alpinestar 7X. Okay. And it has a hard back protector, but what's encased here are the inflators. Yep. And the airbag ignition point. And basically, once you close this magnetic button together, then it goes into its ready on status to tell you whether it's armed or not. Yep.
And then if it goes off, what are we talking about? Replacing just the cartridges, or?
Yeah, if there isn't damage, I think this unit, I haven't fortunately used it in a deployment, but you send it to them and they'll repackage it. Nice. Yeah, so this all goes inside the suit. So I'll usually wear Under Armour, something that's slick to be able to get the suit on. Yeah. Put then this vest on and then zip up the top.
Nice. But imagine on a hot track day that you get pretty toasty in there.
You lose a lot of weight sweating. Wow. A lot of weight. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And then the helmet, we got a shot of the helmet. Did you already put it away over here, Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get that. So talk to me about this helmet while I bend out.
So, yeah, the helmet's kind of like all racing organizations. Basically, they don't want your gear to be about 5 years or older because time and heat ends up degrading the padding and degrading the EPS foam. Okay. So every morning during these track day organization events and also racing events, they'll check the manufacturer date, and it can't be older than 5 years.
Oh, really?
Whether it's been hit or not,
Okay.
it's not allowed to be over 5 years of age, because basically the foam inside starts getting harder,
Okay.
not as compliant. So every morning they put an inspection sticker on the back,
Yep.
and they're checking also that the rating is, you've heard of DOT, you've heard of
sure.
SNEL rating.
Yep.
This helmet is also ECE and FIM, which is the MotoGP
Okay.
organization. So this is a carbon helmet. It's a bit lighter.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
much lighter than
so,
mine. And what's the brand again? It's Nexx?
Yeah, it's a Spanish company.
Really nice.
Yeah, it's a newer helmet manufacturer, and the fit is very, very comfortable. And then this back, basically spoiler,
Yep.
helps connect to
With that guy back there.
on the back.
Yeah.
And so wearing this, I noticed the back of my head doesn't get as much pull.
You've got a nice field of vision too, which is kind of like what my helmet has. You got a pretty wide field of vision here, which is nice. Because I get a little claustrophobic with all this in front, but I think this would be okay for me.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Really
And
nice.
these posts, you see it in sports car racing. Also, these posts are so that you can put tear offs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. Very nice. Well, thanks for breaking that up.
Yep.
Well, awesome. Well, I think that's it for today. I really appreciate it, man. This is
Yeah.
an amazing bike. It's all new to me. This whole, racing genre, all the terminology is all completely new. I'm trying to get a track day in at some point. I'd like to get out there and watch him race. You just race. So talk to me. Sorry, before we cut out.
Yeah.
Where did you just come back from?
Carolina Motorsports Park.
Yeah.
Kearshaw, South Carolina.
Yeah.
So ASRA is the racing organization, and I run in the Atlantic series.
Mm-hmm.
And the tracks are anywhere as far south as Daytona, all the way up to a track outside Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So we have events usually once a month. And the first event, the first round of this season was April 5th and 6th.
Yeah, nice. You said you placed pretty well. You came in second, two
Yeah,
races?
every
That's
race,
amazing.
all 3 races, second place, which is
Amazing.
good. I hadn't been to the track before.
Yeah.
So it's like a golf course or something else. You really got to get a feel for it.
Yeah.
I didn't have much time on the track,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think it resulted pretty well.
In preparation, I'm guessing you walk the track, get a feel for it. You probably have a map of the track. There's probably a briefing from the folks who run the track, right?
Studying videos,
Yeah.
like you said, looking at the map.
Yeah.
Walking it is great too,
Yep.
which they allow in the evening times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Very nice. Well, thanks for going there
Yeah.
for that extra mile. But so thank you for the time today, Will. I really appreciate it. This has been a really cool session for me. I'm learning something new. For you guys dialed in, thank you very much for dialing in as always. I can't believe we've got like over 2,000 hits already, which is kind of cool. If you don't mind some housekeeping, please click that subscribe button down below here and hit the likes like you always have been. If you have any questions, hit me up at between2spokes@gmail.com. And until then, we'll see you next time. I thank you very much, Will. This has been great.
Absolutely.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Let's see how she turned out.